Hey guys, I wanted to share this short video here to this group. I respect and admire what Cam is doing. He's doing a great service for the livestock industry, and I certainly appreciate what he does. Wanted to hopefully add a little bit of value with some thoughts that I've had. We're out here moving cattle. My wife and I are the owners of Secret Pass Ranch, and our direct marketing company is Ruby Mountain Foods. We're third generation ranchers raising the fourth generation. My kids will be coming around the hill here in just a minute. And I thought about the marketing component and how important that is, and I'm grateful that there's somebody who understands the industry and is really helping us out with that. There are some other components that I think that are really important to having a profitable business. And I wanted to start a discussion here in this group to be able to share my experience, but also to gain experience from all of you guys. So besides marketing, I think to be able to have a sustainable, profitable, truly regenerative, fun business, something that our kids want to come back to, we need to look at the ecological component. And right now we're in the middle of a drought. I'm not going to go into great detail on any one of these things, but I'll just give you an overview. Right now we're in the middle of a drought, and so we have already implemented our destocking plan. We custom graze primarily, and so that's a little easier for us. It's not like we've got to sell and market cattle, but we've called the owner and we've said, hey, we're running short on grass. Hasn't rained 6 weeks. It's hot, windy, dry. The recovery time is just not happening, and so we've got to destock. So grass management is super important. These are not necessarily in specific order. Cattle management. How do we know when those critters are finished? How do we select the right kind of cattle that will work in our environment? Phenotypically, what we see on the outside, and the genotype, the genetics. What genetics are going to work best in a grass finishing operation with our grass? So we've got ecological, cattle management, cattle selection. Economic is super important. Do we know our numbers? Do we know if we're profitable or not on an economic basis, including opportunity cost? Like, what could we be doing with our time and with our money if we were not ranching, we're not finishing cattle? We've got these cattle just kind of holding them up here to pond before we go on up the country, letting the back catch up a little bit. So that's the economics, and coming up with an enterprise budget that really works. Enterprise budget looking at the different components of the life of a critter. So we've got cow calf here, and the way I figure my 3 enterprise budgets is from birth to weaning is a cow calf enterprise, and then we've got stalker, and then we've got, which basically is from weaning until 800 pounds, until they come through that first winter as a yearling. Sorry, the bugs are terrible. And then that last one is finishers, and that's from 800 pounds on up to basically 1200 or whenever they finish. We need to make sure that each one of those phases in that cow's life is profitable, or that the end result, the finishing one, is profitable enough to essentially subsidize the others, knowing the true economic cost of, like, owning a cow, for instance. In our scenario right now, it doesn't work because of high winter cost. You know, we buy heiferettes and we finish those. And then the fourth would be financial. Different than economics. Financial is the cash flow. It's the cash in and out of the business, and coming up with a solid cash flow budget, which is financeable. Like, basically we could be self-financed, but can we go to a bank? Can we go to somebody who's going to lend us money and have a solid plan to be able to prove that we can be profitable even on the down markets, tough years, high input cost markets, or scenarios like we're in right now. And then the fifth The fifth thing is the people. Do we have the right people with the right skills who want to be involved in the business, and are we incentivizing them sufficiently so that they stick around and are loyal and are using their skills to be able to grow the business that we've created. Included with that is the vision of the owners. Do each of the employees buy into that vision, or family members? So those are the 5 things. So people, finances, the financial component, the economic component, the ecological, and then the cattle management. Cam's really got the marketing dialed in, and I know there's a lot of you who have tremendous experience within this group. So let's start the discussion about those things, and maybe we can pick one a week and we can talk about it in depth. That's the purpose of this. I hope you all are doing great. You're surviving the challenging conditions and thriving in the challenging conditions that we're in right now. It's unprecedented. This is a drought that's, never been through anything like this. But are we resilient? We're just coming through this field right here. It's not like we've grazed it. We're just grazing through. We're saving it, stockpiling it for fall. Do we have a plan to be able to ensure that there's always feed? Do we know that we're not going to burn out? And we put in some long hours last week developing a spring, getting a pipeline put in, trying to get stock water where there's feed. We've got feed where there's no water, and we've got water where there's no feed. So we're trying to be creative, we're trying to be inspired and prayerful, and trying to do the right things. And time will tell, but we hope to be able to survive this and thrive through it. So this is great to be part of this group. Thanks, y'all.